Alright guys, today I'm gonna be giving you a little city tour. I'm gonna just get right into it. So, I have this area over here that, honestly, in my opinion, it's not great. So that's why I'm starting with this, just to get out the way. Um, Out of all these buildings, there's one that kind of stands out. Some of you may know it's the Twin Towers. Rest in peace to all the lives that were lost that day. And, I just decided to make it just because I thought it looked cool. And if you want to make this actually pretty simple, you just need like, what's this, polished basalt. And down here we got this from the Ghostbuster movie, and the Ecto one. Yeah, I think it says right there. I got it off a YouTube tutorial, or the building I made it myself though. I don't know why I made this building shaped like this, but this is supposed to be like a courthouse. We got all the people there. An electric chair. I don't think they do that anymore though. And the bell. We have O Block, which is honestly one of the greatest and probably like the safest places in the whole world. I'd recommend it. You guys should probably move there. And nah, I'm just kidding. But these buildings aren't really that well. I wish I would have added like some windows or like at least some doors. And this is actually isn't really based off of like just these buildings though. The rest of it, I just kind of like came up with it. So down here, it's supposed to be like a 7-Eleven, I think. Looks more like a bookstop. And there's a GameStop, or I mean, no, sorry, GameTop. A Popeyes. Here we have a Walmart. It's kind of sad. My local Walmart actually burnt down, so um, but we just have some like produce, more bookshelves, and it's supposed to be like a butcher. All that. It's like a pig head there. That's kind of neat. And a bakery. It's supposed to be a Subway because some Walmarts have those. And on the side of it, there's this semi truck, which I got off a YouTube tutorial because I thought it was fitting. We have a little Steve in there, there's a little bed and everything. Got like a church, I think, like a graveyard in front of it. The walls are kind of messed up, not gonna lie. It's a pretty bad neighborhood. And over here, we got some more like housing units, and this was actually for sale. Only 120 a month. That's actually kind of cheap. Um, you're not really getting that much for 120 a month, but it's makes sense because of the setting. But and going back over here, we got a little airport I made. It doesn't really look like one. It's honestly too grassy, and just in general, it doesn't look well. Um, we got some little hangars over there and stuff. Uh, I'm poor. I'm poor. I'm poor. Well, obviously one of these are lying. And this is the actual like airport thingy, or I don't know what to call it. I've never been on a plane actually, let alone at an airport. It's kind of bad. And moving down these streets, we just have more empty spaces, buildings. And this is I think this is supposed to be a casino. Yeah, it's like roulette tables, like poker, slot machines. I don't know why it's kind of dark here. Not gonna lie. Not as good as the new one I made recently. By the way, I've noticed you guys been blowing up that video. I appreciate it a lot. Over here we got a Coca-Cola factory. Only workers can come in. Not a shop, do not come in. Um, yeah, we got the bear from all the commercials. This is like the area where they actually make the Coke stuff. Made this humongous Home Depot, which some of you may know what it is. Who doesn't? We just kind of sell like hardware stuff, and I think it has like all the blocks in the game, or well, not all of them, some of them. But it's kind of, I really like it. Just I don't like where I made it, and also it's just too massive. Um, Still, it's pretty cool. And right in front of it, we have a, I think it's supposed to be a dealership. Yeah, we got like some cars up here for display. And, this, it's like a little garage. Not really sure what this is meant for, just to like lift up the cars or something. And right next to that, we have the Los Pollos Hermanos from Breaking Bad. And I actually think I did a pretty good job on making this. You know, like the interior, the dividers, and stuff like that. I used pistons for the tables, I don't know why. Even though I think in the show it's more like a yellowish color. So I guess I got that wrong. And over here we have a little beach, which honestly is the most depressing beach I've ever seen. It's not really even like an ocean too, it's just like a lake. Which is also next to like the sewers or whatever this is. And you know, a little island and another type of island. You know, then we have this little bridge. I also made it over there, copied and paste. And going down here, we just have some shops. You know, the Blockbuster I made and a vape shop. Whatever they have, Blueberry Blast. You know, I think this is supposed to be all the like vape flavors and all that. By the way, guys, don't vape or just smoke. Don't smoke in general. Over here we have some more shops like the Spirit Halloween, and I think it's supposed to be a Starbucks or no, sorry, Starbucks. Yeah. Then it's supposed to be like a little ice cream shop or something. Yeah, all the flavors and stuff like that. The building kind of sucks, not gonna lie. And over here we have some more shops, pizzeria, just a hardware store. Doesn't really look like they have anything on the shelves today. Over here, coming down this street, we have a gas station. It looks pretty abandoned, and I think that's the Subway. I actually heard rumors that they have a meth lab in the back. Actually, you know what? Let's go check that out. Wow, it appears that the rumors are true. I wonder what's in this chest. Oh, interesting. You know what? Let's actually take some for the road. Let's see how it feels. Oh, I'm already starting to feel it, bro. Anyways, let me see if I could continue the tour like this. And right here, outside of it, we have a Technoblade memorial. You know, a little statue. R.I.P. Technoblade, one of the greatest Minecraft YouTubers ever. And we have an actual GameStop here. You know, we got all the consoles and stuff like that. Even some of the older ones. And we got all the games too. Minecraft, Rocket League, Roblox, Fortnite. You know, and moving down here, we have just some other basic buildings, some more restaurants, KFC. I think my friend made that actually. This used to be around, by the way. I don't think I've mentioned that. And I think this is supposed to be like a police station. Something like that. There's also a bunch of these flags here for some reason. It's to be like a grocery store. The O. It's not a real place. I don't know why it's called that. You know, pretty nice interior. Once again, the butcher and stuff like that. And those are supposed to be like fridges and all that. This is my friend's Cuber's house. I don't really know what's going on here. I don't know why it's all like messed up and different colors and stuff. Yeah, I think he also has like a bunch of command blocks back here. You know, typical Cuber. And oh, this place is kind of cool. It's the arena, and it actually has a cool little gimmick. Let me just show it to you. And it's basically just like a big stadium where you can fight. And down here we have all these command blocks that, which you press the button, you know, that begins round 1. It just summons a bunch of these zombies. Oh, they're burning up. That sucks. And you know, they just get harder and harder. Each round you go. It's actually pretty cool. I think Cuber made that too, so you know, shout out to him. Like a neighborhood. These are just the same houses, copied and paste, just different colors. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like these. Or I wish I would have made them like side by side instead of back to back like this. I don't really like this alleyway that's just in the middle. Kind of ruins it for me. Here, this is the Wild West. My friend Rapid made this, you know, this billboard, Wild West. He made some of these buildings. I helped him out with a couple. I actually think I made this giant roller coaster. I have no idea what I was thinking making this. I made another one down there. Oh, I think that's the same grocery store we saw earlier. You know, I think this is another Technoblade memorial. You know, and that's a hot dog. Over here, this is just you know, like a farm with a barn. That rhymed. I mean, you know what a farm looks like. Oh, I think I forgot to mention this. This is called Bee Mountain. It's just a giant tree with like beehives on it. Got one right there and another over here. I'm not sure why it has a bunch of American flags on it, but you know, it's kind of cute. I like how there's like honey dripping down the mountain. It's pretty cool. I've actually like no idea what I was thinking when making these buildings, or they're not even buildings, but I think I was trying to make my own like sky, or not like Sky Wars, is that what it's called? Or no, Bed Wars. Yeah, that's what it's called. And my own Bed Wars map. Yeah, these kind of suck. Coming back to the city, there's this like Japan style town or something. I don't know. I think they're supposed to be like little shops and stuff, but I never even finished it. And pretty sure I got that off a YouTube tutorial. I think it's based off like an anime, but I don't remember which one. It's kind of cool, the little pond and everything. And there's a bridge out here that leads to nowhere. Over here to this side, there's just like 4 more buildings. I think these are a little more newer, but they still kind of are bad. And this is supposed to be like a museum. I'm actually thinking about like putting stuff in there yet, but I haven't yet. I mean, so it's kind of empty, but it's pretty cool. Alright, this is supposed to be like the UK side, if you couldn't tell by the humongous Among Us over here, you know? He's pretty like dripped out, you feel me? He has like the J's on, he has a little belt, it's a little top hat, a knife and everything, and a watch. I'm pretty sure he has some actual like other assets though. Yeah, he does. Nah, but I'm just kidding though. It's cause this Big Ben, I think Creator Cube also made this. It's pretty cool. He says he's a bad builder, but this kind of shows that he's not. And then there's this giant castle, which is kind of nice, but it actually used to be made out of diamonds. But one day I got bored, so I made it out of stone. It's kind of plain though. It's nothing on the sides. And then over here, my friend Rapid started making his own like kingdom and stuff. I'm pretty sure he used like tutorials for all of this. Still a lot of empty spaces. I guess he never like finished though. This is supposed to be the Clash Royale arena from Arena 7. It's actually really sick. It took me like forever though. Actually not that long, cause I got a little help from Creator Cuber. You know, he helped me copy and paste it like to the other side and stuff like that. But I built everything though. He's a real one for that. There's all these cards and stuff. I'm not gonna really stop and mention them all, but you could try to guess what they are. You know, pretty cool. Forgot to mention this while we were right next to the Big Ben. This is the baby, you know, like the rapper.
Let's go.
He's also pretty dripped out, you know. He has a chain, his iconic hat. He's like smoking a cigarette too, and oh, I think he's flipping us off. He probably wants us to leave. And down this street we have an AMC theaters. You know, we got that's supposed to be like a popcorn machine, and no, this actual movie theater. It's pretty cool. And down here we have like the almost exact same gas station, but you know, this one just doesn't have a meth lab like the other one. And oh, another Starbucks, you know. Nothing in here, sadly. And then there's just this giant like mansion with a bunch of windows, and honestly I don't really like this. We're back over here next to the gas station with the meth lab in the back. I forgot to mention, this is like a little modern neighborhood. You know, that one's most definitely a tutorial. All these other ones though, they suck and have no interior or nothing. And this one, if you couldn't tell, this one's mine. You know, has lasers for doors and uh, waterfall, all that. We're not gonna go inside though; it's confidential. Okay, now we finally made it to the new area. Uh, there's the same airport from over there we saw, but this one honestly has to be probably even worse. It's flooded for some reason, and these stairs, I actually have no idea where they're even supposed to be going. You know, just same thing, copied paste. Or actually, it's because this horse actually, oh, its name is Vanilla, by the way. It has a little cool feature. Let me just show you. Oh, he could literally just like fly if you wanted to. He's really fast. Maybe I should give the tour on him, honestly. Put him back. I think that's why it's filled with water too. Now we have a McDonald's. This one's kind of crappy though. And a bunch of these like houses and stuff. This is supposed to be like based off Colombian architecture. Cause, you know, and there's some more over here. They're all pretty colorful and stuff. They're pretty cool, and I like how I made it on this like little hill. There wasn't actually even a hill here. I like custom made it. It's cool, and then this is where the tutorial came from for that one build. Oh, and this is supposed to be like a bank or something. Yeah. No roof for some reason. That kind of weird. And this is the vault. You know, with all the goodies and stuff. Oh, and apparently the launch codes, because, you know, every make needs those. And right across from that, it's there's a hospital with an ambulance, and I think there's another one around the corner too. Oh, and my friend actually made these statues. And he made some of the stuff for this park, I think. I think he made the roller coasters. This is like Mount Olympus. It's just like a theme park. This one like got set on fire though, which sucks. And I think that's supposed to be Zeus. And this is supposed to be like Hades. Is a like roller coaster. You know, it starts from here and then goes all the way up, all the way to the underworld. Really fitting. And that's supposed to be like Poseidon. And, you know, there's some other mini games and stuff, and a little pumpkin patch. You know, and you can see you could go through here and like look at all the aquatic life and all that. And this is probably my favorite part. I made like all of these right here. This is a water park, Poseidon's water park, and you know, it's just really cool. There's a bunch of pools and stuff. There's a lazy river that starts from right here, that goes all the way over here, and well, back to the start. Yeah, a bunch of slides and stuff. This is supposed to be like a wave pool, and I actually tried to make it like functioning, but redstone and stuff like that isn't really my pet peeve. This is supposed to be the hotel for the theme park, you know. It actually does have a little interior, but you know, the building's not all that great. And there's just a bunch of skyscrapers here and buildings that are all pretty empty. So I'm sorry, all y'all. This is kind of boring, probably, but the city doesn't. It's pretty good though. Like the other one over there was pretty bad. I like this one more because it's like on a perfect grid, and the buildings here are much more better. Over here we got the Daily Bugle, you know, from like the Spider-Man movies. It's pretty massive, and I forgot to add the windows because, well, just like, look at this. I can't really be bothered to do that right now. And down in this street, these were some of the YouTube tutorials I made, like those, and this corner building right here. You know, this one too. And this is supposed to be a Target. It's pretty cool. Actually has a nice interior. You know, the produce section. We actually have some customers, you know, this guy's eyeing the milk. And, oh, it's actually kind of cool from the outside, displaying like the clothing or the armor. I mean, Uh, kind of forgot to decorate the third floor though. Oh, and then we got the casino, you know, again. The theater, you know, you guys probably already seen this, you know, it's pretty cool. I've been working on this area, which is like the shopping district. You know, this is like a little plaza, all those little benches and stuff, and this is supposed to be like a Lego store, you know. You got the Legos on the wall. It's supposed to be just a clothing store. Um, Not much going on here. Oh, they have a clearance rack, that's crazy. And this is a more fancier clothing store, you know. They got some of the better uh, armor here. Here we have another Starbucks or Starducks, whatever you want to call it. You know, we got the menu. Pretty nice interior. And this is supposed to be a Sephora. You know, some of you may not know this because it's like a makeup shop. You know, this is supposed to be like lipstick and, or I don't know. It's not my thing. Here, this is supposed to be the beach. And I made some of these like condos and stuff, these houses facing the beach. I thought it was really cool. And just, I hate this one though. This one just looks like a square, a cube. They got better each time though. Like, these two probably are my favorite. And on this street, we just have more like shopping stores. What? That's not what I meant. It's like a corner shop, you know, a sweet shop. I don't know why I'm saying sweets, I'm not British. This is, could be like ice cream or stuff. That's like another popcorn machine. Pretty cool. There's an apartment building up here too. For the final buildings, they're all pretty basic. Not much to say about them other than these two are pretty similar to these ones, just taller. Oh, there's also like billboards and stuff I added. I thought they were pretty cool. And these are some of like the resorts that are next to the beach. This one's probably gotta be my favorite. I like the curvature and all that. The way I made it, looks really nice. Except this one. This one actually looks horrible. Wish I never made it. And well, that's kind of it. As you can see here, I have all the roads laid out because I'm still expanding the city, but you know, I don't really have that much time, so maybe I'll make a new video once it's all finished though. Anyways, like and subscribe. Let me know if you want like a more in-depth tutorial. I probably missed a few things, but that's whatever. Alright, peace.